welcome back to my channel. PTM News Star. Breaking news. They said it was just chemistry. They said it was only acting. But when Dylan Wang whispered the words, "I want to marry Bai Lu," the entire entertainment world froze. Was it a confession, or a truth his heart had been carrying for years? Tonight, we uncover the love story that blurred the line between fiction and reality. When Love Between Fairy and Devil first aired, no one expected it to redefine on-screen chemistry. Dylan Wang, known for his charismatic yet reserved personality, became the fiery demon lord we couldn't look away from. And Bai Lu, graceful, radiant, yet undeniably strong, became the celestial beauty who tamed his darkness. Their performance wasn't just acting. It was lightning in slow motion. Every glance, every touch felt too real to be scripted. Fans everywhere began to ask the same question. Was this still drama or destiny behind the scenes? Rumors swirled like wildfire. Crew members whispered that Dylan's eyes followed Bai Lu even when the cameras stopped rolling. One insider revealed he wasn't acting when he looked at her. It felt like he forgot there were cameras. At first, Dylan laughed off the speculation. "We're just professionals," he said with that mischievous grin fans knew too well. But then came the fan meetings, the stolen glances, the quiet laughter that melted into something deeper. Online hashtags like Fairy and Devil Chemistry and Dylan Bai Lu Love Beyond the Screen trended for weeks. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, international fans posted edits and slow-motion clips, Dylan brushing by Bai Lu's hair. The subtle way she looked at him before breaking into her famous smile. Still, both stars stayed silent. No confirmation. No denial. Just tension, electric, undeniable, and real. Then, everything changed during a recent live interview. Dylan, older now and more confident, sat before a crowd and said the words no one saw coming. "Bai Lu, she's special. I once told my manager if I ever think about marriage, she's the first person that comes to mind." The studio went silent. For the first time, he didn't smile to play it off. His tone was soft, sincere, heartbreakingly real. It wasn't a PR stunt. It wasn't fan service. It was a moment of truth, one that made even non-fans stop scrolling. The world realized that what they'd seen on screen might not have been fantasy at all. It could have been a love story that never truly ended. But was Bai Lu ready to hear those words? She's known for her emotional strength and professionalism, and rarely comments on personal rumors. When Dylan's confession clip went viral, fans waited desperately for her response. Instead, Bai Lu stayed silent. For days, her studio made no statement. The internet became a battlefield, believers versus skeptics. Then something subtle changed everything. Bai Lu posted a photo. No caption, just a white flower resting on a dark table and a single sparkles emoji. To most, it meant nothing. But to fans of Love Between Fairy and Devil, it was everything. That white flower, symbol of her character's love in the drama, was the same one Dylan's character gave her before his sacrifice. Coincidence? Maybe. But fans knew better. The post exploded. Within hours, Bai Lu response and Dylan Wang confession dominated Weibo, X, and TikTok. People pointed out matching bracelets at separate events. Others noticed the two had quietly refollowed each other on Instagram after years apart. It felt as if the universe itself were conspiring to bring them back together. Insiders claim their bond runs deeper. According to one source close to Dylan, he and Bai Lu kept in touch long after filming Wrapped, meeting quietly, sharing stories and laughter like old friends who couldn't quite let go. But fame, as always, cast its shadow. As Bai Lu's career soared with Till the End of the Moon, she became one of China's most sought-after actresses. Meanwhile, Dylan faced the pressures of global fame, brand deals, and fan expectations. They lived parallel lives, always near, never quite touching. Yet when asked recently if he believed in fate, Dylan simply smiled. If fate gives you one person who truly understands you, hold on, even if the world doesn't approve. A quiet storm followed those words. Fans wondered, was this the start of a new chapter, or the closure of one that never truly ended? Reports suggest Bai Lu's team advised her to stay silent, fearing the story could overshadow her upcoming projects. But silence often speaks louder than words. During a live fan event, Bai Lu was asked what love means to her. She paused, looked into the crowd, and said softly, "Love means not pretending, even when you're scared." The hall erupted. Was it her answer to Dylan's confession? Soon after, Dylan reposted a fan edit of their most emotional drama scene with the caption, "Some stories never really end." The internet exploded again. Fans, writers, and dreamers alike couldn't help but hope this was the closest thing to a public reunion. Whether or not they ever confirm it, one truth remains. Dylan Wang and Bai Lu's connection transcended the screen. It wasn't just about romance. It was about timing, truth, and two souls who met in a moment that changed them forever. Maybe that's the real magic of love and entertainment. It hides in plain sight. And under the blinding lights and scripted lines, sometimes two people really do find something real. Dylan Wang's confession wasn't just about Bai Lu. It was about courage, the courage to say what millions only dream of saying. As the night deepened after Dylan Wang's confession, something shifted, not just in the industry, but in the hearts of those who had followed them for years. The entertainment world, often cold and calculated, suddenly felt human again. It was as if someone had cracked open a hidden door where vulnerability still existed, where love could be raw, imperfect, and brave. For days, social media didn't sleep. Every frame of their old interviews was dissected, every lingering glance replayed in slow motion. Fans wrote essays about fate and devotion. Editors of entertainment magazines rushed to print headlines like "The Confession That Stopped Time." But amid all the chaos, what resonated most wasn't the gossip. It was the feeling that maybe, just maybe, true emotion had survived in an industry built on illusions. Dylan's confession reminded people why they fell in love with stories in the first place. He wasn't reading from a script, he was living it. And Bai Lu, her silence was not emptiness, but poetry. In her stillness, people saw grace. In her restraint, they saw strength. Some fans said her quiet flower post was louder than any press conference could ever be. It carried nostalgia, closure, and perhaps a silent promise only he would understand. Behind closed doors, insiders say the two have been treading carefully. Fame is not kind to love. It magnifies every smile, twists every word, and leaves little room for privacy. Yet those close to them describe a connection that endures through it all. They don't need to speak much, one crew member said. You can feel it in the way they look at each other. It's like time stops. Industry analysts began to debate what this confession meant for both of them. Would it change how brands perceive them? Would fans turn their admiration into pressure? Yet, remarkably, the opposite happened. For the first time in a long while, the public sentiment leaned toward tenderness. Instead of scandal, people saw sincerity. Instead of manipulation, they saw maturity. On Weibo, fans coined a new tag, "Love that outlives the script." It became a space not just for Dylan and Bai Lu supporters, but for anyone who believed that genuine emotion still has a place in showbiz. Comments flooded in. Maybe this is what courage looks like. Even stars deserve to love without fear. This isn't just about them. It's about all of us who still believe in real connection. In many ways, Dylan's words broke the fourth wall. They reminded everyone that actors, behind the perfect lighting and makeup, are still human, capable of longing, heartbreak, and quiet hope. His honesty was a rebellion against the unspoken rule that love in the public eye must remain hidden, scripted, and safe. Meanwhile, Bai Lu's career continues to soar, but fans notice subtle changes. Her interviews carry a new softness. Her laughter feels freer. In a recent behind-the-scenes clip, she was asked what happiness means to her. She smiled, almost knowingly, and replied, "It means not having to explain yourself." For those who understood, no explanation was needed. As the weeks passed, the frenzy slowly turned into something gentler, a collective wish that whatever form their relationship takes, it brings them peace. Whether lovers, friends, or simply two souls forever marked by a story too beautiful to fade, they've already carved their place in modern pop culture's emotional history. Critics call it the fairy and devil phenomenon. It's no longer just about a show. It's about how fiction and reality can merge when two people give everything to a performance and somehow leave with pieces of each other. One entertainment columnist wrote, "We watch dramas to feel something real. But when reality becomes more poetic than fiction, that's when legends are born." Indeed, Dylan and Bai Lu have become more than co-stars. They're symbols of a rare kind of vulnerability. Their story isn't about fairy tale endings. It's about truth. The kind that doesn't need validation or applause. The kind that simply exists quietly and steadfastly, even when the cameras stop rolling. And perhaps that's why their journey continues to touch so many. Because in a time when everything feels curated and calculated, a single sentence, "I want to marry her," felt like a heartbeat. It reminded millions that beneath the spotlight, the human heart still trembles, still hopes, still believes. As the last waves of the confession storm fade, one image remains burned into memory. Dylan's eyes, steady yet vulnerable as he spoke, and Bai Lu's silent white flower, glowing softly against the dark. Together, they form a moment of truth, a snapshot of love unguarded. Maybe the world will never know the full story. Maybe it's not meant to. But somewhere between their silence and their smiles, between fiction and reality, something real was born. And that, perhaps, is the greatest kind of love. Not the one broadcast for the world to see, but the one that quietly endures when the spotlight goes dark. For Dylan Wang and Bai Lu, the curtain may have closed on love between fairy and devil. But their story, whatever it truly is, still flickers in the hearts of millions. Because some stories, as Dylan once said, never really end.